Hey, good morning, F. It's Friday, and the buzz around here we're going to go over today. And of course, you can already see what the main topic is going to be. But I'm not going to go into details about what's going on in the Eurovision. Because the buzz around here, there's so much that's going on that I have to just share with you. Because, we are good little bees doing what we know how to do, right? Well, the buzz about the hockey games, that's right. The World Hockey Games are in Helsinki or Tampere. Yeah, and you can see, I don't know if you can see what they're showing you with just this picture here alone, but I'm seeing the MM plus the 12, and on one side they also have the 7, and you see the 5. But anyway, it's happening from the 13th to the 29th. I'm sure we'll be watching at least something because we're hockey fans. And of course, there's the Eurovision. Oh my goodness. The second round happened last night where Finland got into the finals. So there you have it. They're all excited about them getting into the finals. That we stand together. Yeah, exactly. Well, so much symbolism in there. I'm actually quite disgusted on everything that I saw. More so than any year in the past, I have to say. If you go to watch yesterday's or a couple days ago when they had the two semifinals, you'll see all the same things. Of course, there's the fire and there's all the symbolism that goes along with the Eurovision, right? I don't think I need to say anything about that, but do I really need to comment on the person on the bottom right here? It's clear as day, in my opinion, but hey, all the genders have been reversed in front of our eyes. We don't know which one is in front of us anymore. But anyway, Finland made it to the finals with the song Jezebel. Well, so much I could say about that, and just it's sad that they got in with that type of song and with the lyrics. But hey, happy that Finland's in, yay. But there was so much of getting out of the closet and talking about how they were so torn and not loved when they were younger, and so much symbolism, washing hands and talking about what's going on. It was so bizarre and so weird. That's all I can say. You'd have to watch for yourself, but the most disgusting one of them all was this one, San Marino. Honestly, I have no words. Cages, blood. Of course, he kisses another man, and he's riding a bull. I'm sorry that picture doesn't look as good right there, but it was absolutely the worst Eurovision I've ever seen because of all the songs people chose. Honestly, but when you look at even the stage alone, I don't know what you're seeing in this, but I'll share my thoughts on what I saw just with this right here alone. I'm sure all of that rings a bell, and I put that one upside down on the bottom left because that's exactly what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like. There was probably even more that I'm not even sharing or noticing, but that's in a nutshell. It's just really, really so much symbolism. You can already see it, and I don't even have to explain. But yeah, quite disgusting. But also in American news, let's get out of that because I just have no words. It's been 12 days, Good Morning America had to say about the Judds' death. Let's take a quick listen.
The Judds singing Love Can Build a Bridge. This morning, we're hearing from Naomi's daughter, Ashley.
We are, Michael. It's been 12 days since the world learned with sadness that the legendary superstar of country music, Naomi Judd, died after battling mental illness. This week, her daughter, Ashley, invited our own Diane Sawyer to come to her home in Tennessee for something that the family wanted to say about their mother's life. Not just the struggle, but the joy.
Singing Love Can Build a Bridge.
We are, Michael. It's been 12 days since the world learned for something that the family wanted to say about their mother's life. Not just the struggle, but the joy.
It's so beautiful in the hills of Tennessee, where the amazing Judd family has lived in separate houses but minutes apart. And through the years, they've spoken publicly about their challenging family life, with a mother who was wounded by trauma and depression, but filled with dreams and drive. As we arrived, Ashley waited at the door.
Good morning, my fellow Kentuckian. Good morning, my fellow Kentuckian.
Who says that? Fellow concipient. I don't know. I mean, of course they pointed out the bridge 12 days. They had to throw that out there, have to have the 6 and the 6 in there, right? Look, it's a sad, sad situation. You can listen to the full story. I'm not going to go into it, but if anyone is struggling with something like this, the only one that can help you is God. And God is love, and He will fill you with the joy that no other can do. I can pertain to that. I've had my struggles, and I can honestly tell you that God's word is the only thing that can come against what is trying to tell you the negativity of the battle in your mind. This is the battle that we have. I wasn't going to say anything about that, but all I will say is we know who the Judds are, and there's no one else who can help you except Jesus. That's all I can say. But anyway, yeah, they've won all the awards. They've been around all the other people. I'm going to refer you to Joseph Acquaviva if you're interested, because he goes over this so well. Appreciate all those that are out there. But let's keep going. Good morning, America. This one is just out of this world. Take a listen.
I actually have 3 causes for my hair breakage and thinning hair and some hair loss. One of them is COVID, which we're going to be talking about extensively, and I know that's affecting a lot of people. Estimates are like over 20% of people probably who have had COVID. Story with thinning hair and some hair loss and hair breakage in relation to my COVID-19 started, I think, in January.
Dr. Jen has some personal news that she has asked us to share with all of you. She has tested positive for COVID-19.
January 11th, I tested positive for COVID-19. This was after having been fully vaccinated and boosted. January 11th, I tested positive for COVID-19. This was after having been fully vaccinated and boosted. Now that it's just over 3 months roughly later is really when I started to notice a major change.
I almost missed that. Honestly, I was so listening to her hair loss story that I almost missed January 11th and 3 months later. I mean, you got that right. Of course, there was the jab part as well, but unbelievable. Okay, first, she says January 11th, 3 months later. So there's your A113, and that can equal also basically 33. I'm just putting these puzzle pieces together for anyone out there. I mean, but really the hair loss, it has nothing to do with your aging. And come on. I mean, really? I mean, what's going to be next? What is going to be next? What next crazy thing are they going to pin on the whole C thing? I'm just saying. And of course, then everyone's talking about Finland because of Nato. So let's take a listen and notice, look at the top. They have 631 and then 6333. I have 333. Anyway, let's go.
Finland's leaders announcing their support for applying to join NATO, breaking with the country's long-standing policy of neutrality. Sweden also indicating it could apply to join. It's a major blow to the Kremlin, which used NATO expansion as one of its justifications for the war. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin warning Vladimir Putin any attack on NATO allies would be a game-changer.
Russia doesn't want to take on the NATO alliance. So this is a fight that he really doesn't want to have. But Russia doesn't want to take on the NATO alliance. So this is a fight that he really doesn't want to have.
But the Ukrainian president sharing his disappointment that NATO didn't approve his country's request for membership before the war. I'm absolutely convinced, he said, that if Ukraine had been part of NATO before the war, there would have been no war.
All right, there is the 3. If you didn't understand what the 333 was, there is an example. But they're talking about this everywhere. Unbelievable. And of course, Zelensky chimes in, there wouldn't be a war if I would have been accepted into the NATO. Oh my goodness. What is this garbage that they're spewing on all of us? We all understand it's all theater. I'm just going to say that right here. But anyway, other news sites are talking about it as well, but just take a quick listen to this one as well.
Hey, Kira. Yeah, so Russia has repeatedly said that Finland and Sweden joining NATO would be a red line, and Russia has threatened serious political and military consequences if Finland and Sweden decide to join NATO. The big irony here is, of course, that Putin, the whole reason that the war in Ukraine started was because Putin had said that the possibility of Ukraine joining NATO at some point later on posed an existential threat to Russia. And so what Russia will do next, and whether Finns here actually worry about Russia's next step, it's a bit of a mixed bag. So I would say the vast majority of Finns we've spoken with are not worried. They say that Putin right now is too busy with Ukraine. And in fact, that's part of the reason there is such a push to join NATO right now. They feel Finland should take advantage of this moment to join NATO immediately because Putin is distracted with Ukraine. They think that if Russia reacts, it'll be in the form of some kind of cyber attack or maybe some kind of disinformation campaign. They think that if Russia reacts, it'll be in the form of some kind of cyber attack or maybe some kind of disinformation campaign. We did speak to one expert, though, who thinks that Russia does have to respond, that Russia has to do something because Putin has spent so much time talking about NATO and how NATO poses a threat to Russia, so he can't just sit back and watch this process unfold.
So now we need for Russia to respond. Ah, yes, but the thing they said right here was it's either going to be a cyber attack or disinformation. Ah, yeah, that's what they're going to call me. So if they do take me down, I'm on to my 4th channel, and my 5th is where I upload all my other things, or older videos. I don't know what's going to happen. Look, I really don't know. All I know is I'm not buying into their fear like I didn't buy into all the other fear that they've been trying to spew out. I'm trusting in Jesus. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth unto it and is safe. He promises to never leave us or forsake us. So that's where I'm going to stand. All right, I have so much more, so let's get right into it. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you soon.